Good morning. My name is Linnea Spicer. I am very privileged to be the Spanish teacher and student council advisor here at CCA. And it is a great honor and privilege to be chosen by this year's senior class to address them on this momentous occasion. But if you'll pardon me, take your picture quick, because this message is for them. Feel free to listen in. Okay, hello seniors, or should I say graduates, or incoming freshmen. Two things are giving me comfort right now. First, it is obviously my great joy to know that you did it. You have made it through high school, and today we celebrate you. The second comforting thought, in the words of last year's speaker, Mr. Peter Federley, is that most likely none of you will remember anything I say today. What a relief. However, I have a few nuggets of wisdom, final parting thoughts, the last word. You 17 graduates sit here on the cusp of one of the biggest transitions of your life that you will ever have. And regardless of where the next steps lead, most of you will be leaving the comfort of home and family, of our beloved CCA school community, and of being somewhere where you are known. And you will go somewhere where people have to ask your name unless you tell them first, where they would have never seen a picture of you in your kindergarten graduation cap with Mrs. Luce, or called you by your brother or sister's name accidentally, or knew about that time at the junior senior retreat when you may or may not have been wearing clothes. These people, strangers if you will get to form opinions of the very you they see before them, just as you will do of them. And whether you are excited about the chance to go somewhere new, to start fresh, and build a new name and a new reputation for yourself, or if you are reluctant to leave familiarity, you are moving forward. You have been challenged today to do it boldly, trusting who you are and where you've come from. So in light of your transition, I want to tell you a story. A monk was being pursued by a ferocious tiger. He ran as fast as he could until he reached the edge of a cliff. And he noticed a rope hanging over the cliff, grabbed it, shimmied down the side of the cliff. The monk glanced down and saw a big, jagged rock 500 feet below. The monk glanced up and saw the tiger poised at the edge of the cliff, and just then, 2 mice began to chew the rope. What to do? The monk looked at the face of the cliff, saw a strawberry growing, and plucked it and ate it, and said to himself, "Yum, yum, that was the best strawberry I have ever tasted." The end. Wacky? Well, perhaps. But there are truths buried within every good story. First, I need you to know, if it hasn't happened to you yet, I promise that you will find yourself over the edge of a cliff, hanging on for dear life. Metaphorically, of course. I mean, it's an important truth because the message we receive living in this current place and time is that if only a person concentrated on making the right choices in life, wear a seatbelt, get a degree, marry the right person, floss every day, okay? Well, that life would turn out, right? Peachy keen. But travel around the sun as many times as I have, and you will find that everyone who's honest, can admit that life is hard. Life is a fight, and it's risky, and it's dangerous. And no one avoids suffering. We, as Duncan so beautifully alluded to, we are going to get banged up and bruised, and we're not going to like it. And I could not let you graduate with a clear conscience if I did not remind you of the truth that Jesus himself shared. In this life, you will have trouble. How kind of him to lay it out so clearly for us. Don't be naive. But don't forget the rest of the verse. Take heart. I have overcome the world. Jesus Christ is not a metaphorical rope saving us in each moment of trouble. He literally saves us in all situations. He is doing it right now. Suffering and love are too difficult for our tiny minds to comprehend. But those are the moments where Christ throws us the rope himself. And it's up to us to see it, to grab it, and to hang on to it for dear life. Because it is life. He is life. But back to our cheeky monk and this dilemma. The lesson is pretty simple in the parable. It is tempting to focus on what is behind us in the past. You know, the good old days, like Uncle Rico, wishing it was 1982. Yeah, that tiger and the mice represent all the water under the bridge that we can do nothing about. Regrets, mistakes, unfulfilled dreams, blaming where you came from, or making excuses for how you got here. Clearly, it is sometimes useful to quickly look into our past, but too often, like Lot's wife, we look back wishing for better times, and this misdirected focus causes us to miss out on the strawberry moments of life. And then there are those who are so caught up in the worries of tomorrow that they too miss the beautiful, sweet present. I can actually feel your parents cringing right now, hearing me suggest that you not worry too much about the future. Because frankly, they would like you to worry about your future just a little bit more. In fact, they would have liked you to think of your future a little more last week when you waited until the night before to do Sandifer and Federley's papers. We know who you are. And to actually start it. It would be irresponsible of me to suggest that you never plan for the future. But too often, people are driven by their fear of the future and the unknown. Looking back, looking ahead, fruitless endeavors, which are almost always out of our control. So here's my second point. It's much more positive than the cliff one. There are strawberry moments for everyone, everywhere, at any given time. But hey, teenagers, almost adults, teen adults, man-child, women, children. So weird to be in border town. Be careful lest you think you are already good at living in the moment. Let me tell you what the strawberry is not. It is not an uploaded photo or a 6-second video that repeats over and over and over again. It is not a subscription, a channel, or a swipe of any kind, right or left. It is not a meme, a hashtag, a trending this or that, followers, likes, snaps, tweets, and it doesn't involve a filter. This form of living is a mirage. It looks really good in the heat of the boring hot desert until you come upon it and realize it's not really living at all, and it leaves you thirsting for more. True living is noticing and tasting the sweet, ripe present of now. The strawberry is the beauty of knowing all we have in life right now is this moment. Not even all of today, just right now. It's the only thing we can control and respond to. The strawberry encompasses gratitude, love, and openness. The strawberry is joy, found in the middle of love and suffering. The strawberry, according to a very dear friend of mine, is the ability to breathe in grace and exhale everything else. This strawberry is the very presence of Christ in us and all that is promised to us in his Spirit. I hope you will always have an eye out for the strawberry. Funny thing though, I've tasted a few strawberries in my life, and the best ones are always eaten with others in community. You see, our monk has a bigger problem than dangling from a cliff. His biggest problem? He's alone. We are not designed to live alone. God made us for community. From Genesis to Revelation, we see story after story of people going it alone, going their own way, making their own decisions, and attempting to live apart from God and apart from God's people. God created us in community for community. Your challenge will be to find healthy, abundant community. We've tried here at CCA to create a community that observes what has made each of you special and unique. You have made our community special because of who you are, and we will be different without you. We're going to miss you, Phoenix, because we know the only thing bigger than your heart is that big black truck you drive and your infectious laugh. Taylor, your classy, reserved, yet approachable self, unpretentiously doing your best every day, never flaunting your intellect or your beauty. We know you too, John Michael, there you are, quiet, contemplative, with a smile that captivated all those little ticas down on the soccer field in Costa Rica. They're still chasing you, aren't they? Sims, those younger ones attracted to you like magnets with their fragile hearts. Great with makeup tips and decorating tips and how to roll with it tips. I got your number. Even those that have just joined us this year. Dylan, with your great dance moves and expert ramen noodle cooking. Well suited for the next stage of life, you are. And Rachel, with your unbelievable flair for fashion and an ability to persevere that no one really knows except for you and the Lord. Then, of course, we have Nathaniel. One of the guys, right? Passionate, super competitive. You will not find a more loyal friend. Levi, the hub of the wheel, keeper of stories. Keeper of stories with strong convictions and a heart and a desire to follow God sincerely. Nate and Alec. Alec and Nate. Can I mention one without the other? Tatiana. Your true goofy selves will forever be imprinted in our minds and in the mind of every Costa Rican privy to the travel documentary shot last January. There are just some things you cannot unsee. You have brought both lightness and laughter to our school, and we thank you. Hefe, you work harder than anyone I know at avoiding hard work. Your great intellect and quick wit, you have always marched to your own drummer. I don't expect that to change. Ashby, how I will miss your spontaneous, infectious enthusiasm and quest for learning, your crazy car obsession and talk of workout programs, relationships, and deep things of God. Duncan, dependable, reliable, faithful, diligent, extremely easy to be around. Your drive and godly example will leave a huge gaping hole in our community. Allie, wise, considerate, and so generous with both your time and lattes and appropriately timed prayers. Dante, tumbling, bumbling, wrestling, kind-hearted servant who could stand to take a couple of laps every hour because you need it and we need it. Tyler, focused, competitive, ambitious, curious, and apparently always very, very hungry. Each of you has made a mark and an impact in our community. We do know a bit about you, but not everything. There is someone who knows more. More than we know, more than your parents know, more than you even know of yourself. God himself knows you, and the tune and the rhythm and the song of your life that is unique to you. And I want to close with an image that I was given to help you remember the importance of finding those who also hear your life song unique to you. A tribe in Africa developed a practice connected with the birth of village children. When the mother was pregnant, she would go apart, more or less by herself, for the period of a month or so to listen for the child's song that was written for it by God. After the mother learned the song, but before the baby's birth, she would return to her people and teach the song to the whole village. When the child was born, the villagers would gather around and sing the song to the newborn. As the child grew, they would sing the song, especially during those special transitions and celebrations in her life that signify what it means to be fully human. If the youngster went astray and needed correction, they would first sing the song to her to remind her of who she was, where she came from, to whom she belonged, and who loved her. Is there someone in your life who has sung your song over you? Will there be someone who sings that song in your next journey? There is a place you can always go to hear it, and that is at Christ's feet, where you have nothing to prove, no score to keep, no schedule or hurry, where you are known and named by God as his beloved. Please stay in touch with those who can sing your song for you. Stay connected to the one who sings over you. For the Lord your God is living among you. He is a mighty Savior, and he will take delight in you with gladness. With his love, he will calm all your fears. He will rejoice over you with joyful songs. Thank you, students, for your kindness and love expressed to me throughout your years here at CCA. Hugs and smiles and cheers in chapel and waves from cars. Oh, wait. Thank you. Pause. Stop filming. I forgot a really important person in my life. I can't believe I skipped right over it. Gary, you thought you were going to get out of this, didn't you? All right, here's what I wanted to say about Gary. Gary, your carefully wrapped and well-coiffed exterior is just a cover for your compassionate and tender heart and desire to follow God. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was in there. I knew I couldn't do this without making a mistake. Anyway, thank you for your hugs and smiles and the Northern Light lattes and kind words and warm embraces. I'm really glad I didn't take that job at King Soopers. I will miss you all, and I will continue praying for your journey. Que Dios los bendiga, los proteja, los mire con amor y los hagan vivir en paz. Muchas gracias.